it's 5:30. We'll call the meeting to order. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it very much. We'll start with reading our mission and vision statement. Our vision for the Downtown Development Authority is Jasper will be a city known for its historic heritage, the vital heart of a vibrant community, the treasured breathtaking beauty of the foothills, and proud to be known as the first mountain city. Its mission, the Downtown Development Authority will foster and encourage cooperative public-private efforts to design spaces and landscapes where people can appreciate the jewels of shared historic heritage in order to sustain, grow, develop, and enhance economic prosperity and community well-being. Where in there is us dressing up in Halloween costumes tonight, I don't know, but we thought it'd be a fun way to get into the season and also sort of advertise and market the upcoming event this weekend. So for downtown Jasper. So we have with us tonight, we have Captain Jack Sparrow, or Captain Jack Dunn, as it were. We have Mr. Brandon Proctor, Dr. Brandon Proctor, whose seat he filled. We have, what is this, Brian, the sombrero man?
That's
sombrero man. And we have Marty as gum under a chair. And then I am Master's caddy. So for whoever wants to go.
I did not dress up.
No, it was optional. It was totally optional.
Okay.
Was it last week? Yeah, last week, Councilman Hanna was inducted by Mayor Raffield and is officially putting him on in a board seat on our Downtown Development Authority. So I thought it would be apropos to allow him to say a few things if you care to do so.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chairman. Well, first off, I was hoping there'd be a big room of people here, but I am grateful that y'all are here in attendance to hear this wonderful speech. I'm excited to be able to sit up here and, just bringing Pam, Brian, Vonda, being able to vote them in on the DEA was huge for me, and proud to be able to sit up here with you guys. My wife and mother-in-law are small business owners, so I understand the challenges that are faced out there with this current climate. But I do help to help our small business owners outside of my role with council. So on my tenure with this board, I hope to accomplish some hefty things. We won't get there unless we rock the boat every now and again, which some might have seen Marty do at the beginning of this month. But I want to say I'm proud of you, Marty, for going out there and having those conversations. We need to continue to push the norms. Status quo should be a thing of the past. And we should continue to dream big, support our businesses and organizations within the community, be accountable for what we volunteered for, and continue to be a breath of fresh air that this community deserves. And also, I have to give kudos to my wife. Without her, I wouldn't be able to sit up in this board while I'm here having all this fun at the city. She's at home chasing two little girls and feeding and doing all the responsibilities there. So couldn't do this without her. And without further ado, Pam, if you don't mind.
Sorry, but. What does it say? I can't hear.
It says applause. And then my girls drew some doodling on there.
Well done, Mr. Hanna.
There'll be another photo coming with that.
As we've said in the past, we're grateful for Dr. Proctor's service on this board, but we're very excited to have you on board and look forward to serving with you. So thank you.
Welcome. Thank you, guys.
Mr. Callahan, will you verify we have a quorum present this evening?
We sure do.
Okay. With that, if you would please rise. Ryan, would you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
I just heard you got your name on your outfit.
The agenda that's in front of you was sent to you previously. Now entertain a motion and a second to adopt the agenda. Hearing no edits or additions.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda. Do we have any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand. Any opposed? Thank you very much. We have our agenda. Same for the minutes that were sent to you previously and are now in front of you. We would entertain a motion and a second to adopt our minutes from our September meeting.
We'll make a motion to adopt the minutes.
Second.
You have a motion and a second to adopt the minutes. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand. Any opposed? You, Sam, thank you. Okay, and under new business, item 1, strategic planning work session report. I'm happy to disclose to you that we have our planning session report from Ebony, from our planning session. And it's very comprehensive. I've had a chance to read it over the last couple days and wanted to let you know that A, it's here, and B, that it will be, Carly's going to email these to you after the meeting, because we will be discussing this in our December board meeting. Okay, it'll be a topic of discussion. As you can see, it's quite lengthy.
Yes.
There's a lot of data in there, a lot of good stuff, a lot of things that we can use, I think, to do all the things that Mr. Hannon just mentioned in his opening remarks. So I'm excited for you guys to see it and for us to have some discussion about it. Again, this is part of that, I keep talking about train tracks, for us to run on to make effective change in downtown Jasper and do good things for our business partners there. So this is really a great starting point for us to be able to take that forward. So I'm excited for that. Any questions or comments from the board on that? All right, seeing no comments. Item number 2, we need to finalize dates for 2026 events. I know we don't have the budget amount back from City Council yet. We do expect that amount to be less than what we requested. And we need that number really to be able to have these events. That said, we need to go ahead and plan on these events. We can always take them off the calendar. Brian, Pam, and I were going to meet with city management, but now that we are a 6-person board, now 3 people would create a quorum, so we can only have 2 of us. So you'll notice on the agenda that's going to be a little different. So Parish and Pam will meet with city management. We're trying to pin down a date to do that. And at that meeting, we need to show them what that proposed calendar is going to look like. So any thoughts from anyone on what those dates might look like for next year?
I mean, I guess when me and Marty and Vonda met, we had a tentative calendar, but I mean, it was stacked with a lot of events. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to do that many with a lower budget. So that's why we were waiting on well, what's the budget, what's the budget? But we can certainly put something together before that meeting and figure it out. And like you said, if we have to take them off, we have to take them off. Because it's not like they'll be completely
or we need to
planned.
find another way to fund them.
Right.
Potentially. And I think there's some ideas that we can float around to figure that out, especially for the smaller events that have been so good to put together. So no dates right now, but what I hear you saying is we'll still.
I didn't bring them with me, but we do have like a tentative calendar that I'd be happy to email everyone. And then when we meet with city management, we can finalize it there before it. Does that December board meeting, does that mean council has to approve those?
They will have to approve them, but not at the December meeting. Not at their December
That means
meeting.
our December meeting.
Yes, because either December 3rd or 4th will be one of the 2 dates that you and Parish meet with Brandon. And then our board meeting is December 15th. So as long as we vote on it then, it will go to council, I believe, for their January meeting.
Okay. Because I would like to get it, finalized just because I know item 4 is about bands and talent and stuff because we really need to do that to get good band.
Now.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should have our budget hearing the 20th of November, I believe, is when we're adopting 2026 budget. So
Yes.
Okay.
$1 million for DDA, is that?
no comment.
Real quick, I'm going to say I will work with Jeff Chalk. I believe he pretty much spearheads the Jasper Merchants Association. Excuse me, they only do like one event a year now, and that is the Christmas parade. And I've really looked at the tree lightings of all the surrounding communities. I've told most of y'all, I've talked to Sandy Matthews, I think is her name, from the city of Monroe. They actually light their tree on November the 6th. And the reason they do that is because they're candlelight shopping has been so successful. They actually do it every single Thursday from November the 6th through Christmas. It is weekly that they invite people downtown. So I don't know that we're to the point we could do that weekly downtown. I would love it. But I would really like to see us maybe light the tree right after Thanksgiving. That way we're not kind of, what's the best word? Combining with other events and the holidays. No.
For next
For next year,
Yeah,
for
okay.
2026.
Okay.
Yeah, the date's set for December the 12th this year. And that's also where the snowman stroll is going to be. But I will be calling Amy. We talked about it last night. I'll get with her this week and try to figure out how to brand it as two fantastic events, one awesome city, and reach out to all surrounding communities. And, both are free events. One's more, they're both really awesome experiences. So, it'll be a fun night.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun night. But for next year, I'd really like to see it a little earlier because the holidays are busy for everybody. And, pretty much when November gets here, families are nonstop. Business owners are nonstop. I mean, you don't, it's
Well,
just
with
all the time.
And with a one-night event, you potentially miss a lot of people that could have come on another night too, right?
Yeah, so I'd love to see maybe a couple different dates to do it next year.
Right,
Yeah.
what day did you think about doing that on?
Honestly, I don't know. It's going to depend because we don't want to really do it if the tree's dark.
Right,
We want to have the tree lit.
right, but I'm saying, what day of the week, are you gonna try to do the same day of the week?
Yeah, I think Friday nights, just because I'm looking at it from a business owner standpoint and from a family standpoint. You have family gatherings, you have things that you want to do, places you want to go, shopping you want to get done. And the Christmas season, even though we usually start decorating in October, most people do not do that. There's only, just a handful of weekends that you get. So just so we're all clear on that. But I'll get with Jeff and then we'll try to set a date for next year.
Well, it's looking like Pam and I will be meeting with them on the 4th or 5th of November. So we don't have a ton of time to get sort of at least a proposed schedule together. I know that's a bit of a moving target, but again, we're ahead of the process now instead of behind the process. So it's a little different vibe. I know it seems early, but it's really not.
Yeah.
For us to be able
I can
to.
get with Pam, but just like she says, she's got some dates where I sort of looked at. Then we can.
For the downtown live days too.
Downtown are the big states, I think we gotta start looking at soon.
Yeah,
And that's when we got people gone.
right.
But because we talked about going maybe just a couple spring, then got the fall versus cold summer. So, that's gonna be a big change. But I think we're still in the process of doing that. We just need to know kind of what we do. Back in, I understand the Quorum issue too. When do we think the pro parts will get ready? Having your this?
Not next year, I don't believe so.
I just wondering.
Do you think so?
It's gotta be by December of 2026.
Yeah.
That's funding.
I think it's gut.
Yep.
They said August.
Yeah, they're moving on.
Yeah.
with it. I mean,
I think it'll be.
Yeah.
So are we gonna try to schedule something for that? I would think so. Big grand opening or something.
Yes, we will.
We can have one then, but we don't. With this, there's too much to. Yeah.
That can shift.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff to look at for everything because of, we need to look at what other people are doing, like Angela, I know, your art walks, we don't want to, overlap with that kind of stuff. So,
Or have them ideally not
Weekend after
consecutive
weekend.
weekends.
Correct.
And stagger them.
do you have dates for those?
No, not this.
When do y'all usually?
My plan is to have them approved in January.
Okay.
Because I think maybe Marty was saying, bands and food trucks get booked out so far in advance. So ideally at the latest, January, I would like to have those solidified.
To me, that's the toughest part is scheduling around other events, school calendars.
Yeah.
That's the,
Whatever else is going on, chamber events. So we just need to sit down and write down everything that's going on. Probably get with Amy, be like, what's happening? So
yeah. Do that.
Okay, so we'll move that forward outside the meeting, with the idea that we'll have something to present to city management on the 4th or 5th. Is that good?
That's December.
3rd or 4th of
November.
December.
Okay.
December.
What did I say?
You said November 4th or 5th. It's December 3rd or 4th.
Oh, December 3rd or 4th. No, is that for that meeting?
Yes.
Oh, okay, my bad. Thank you. We do have a little more time than I thought.
Oh yeah, not next week yet. December 3rd or 4th. Y'all pick the time.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
All right, anything else on those events? Gang, if not, we'll move on to item number 3. Vote on adopting new downtown DDA and downtown live logos to present at the November 18th community meeting. So in your packets, you have these logos, 3 different logos. Thank you, Mary, for your help with these.
I didn't do that two of those.
Yeah, no, Mary made
Well,
the DDA one and
DDA.
Pam did the other 2. Yes, so Mary made our DDA logo, Pam made the other 2. These are all like, just, do you guys like them? Do you hate them?
keep in mind, the 2 that I made today.
Yeah, they're
Really
rough.
quick.
Rough drafts.
Very rough
Not
drafts.
rough, like
Anything can be changed. Like it's.
Yeah, this is for discussion before it gets presented to everybody to November 8th. Not telling them.
And
Yeah,
it doesn't
I know.
hurt my feelings either. Say like I hate it. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I can come up with a bunch of stuff.
Well, I think it's important to note that these will be presented to the those in attendance at the November 18th meeting for their feedback. So it's
Yes.
not like we're ultimately deciding on anything tonight, which is why I don't know that a vote's necessary, but
I think, yeah, we just vote that we're okay with showing these with or without whatever tweaks you want to the public on the 18th.
okay.
And then you'll officially adopt them on December 15th. But this, only you guys have to adopt these. We don't have to send these to a council vote. So once you adopt them, they're good to go.
I think we should also the other ones that I had made too.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like some of those other.
Yeah, there's
More than
2 of
these.
those. I remember that one.
Maybe bring those too so everyone can
Yeah.
at that meeting.
Yeah, the idea is just not to, adopt something and then all the citizens summers be like, well, I hate that. And I have a Main Street business. So yeah, it's just like, get their feedback.
100%.
But since y'all have not seen these yet, really, do you guys even like them before we put them out to everybody?
And if you do, we would entertain a motion in a second to move that forward, to present these 3 logos to the public at the November 18th community meeting.
Make a motion to bring these 3 images and the ones that you like out of the other ones that were created to the
November 18th meeting for feedback.
Yeah.
We have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion, further discussion?
just curious cost wise.
We don't take an arm away for not any logos, right?
No.
30,000. That's about to go already.
Yeah. No,
This was
will
a
not be-
grassroots effort.
Wonderful to hear.
Very internal.
I appreciate that.
No other parties were involved.
Yeah. Marion, we did not go outside.
Okay, any other discussion? We have a motion and a second. Hearing no further discussion, all those in favor of that, please raise your hand. Any opposed? Thank you very much.
Can you send us some type of ones? I'll make sure to look at those.
Yeah, and I think I have them in my email somewhere. I'll send them.
Yeah, they're somewhere.
I have a lot more too. Like, and I can come up with other ones in case, like, let's say if you go home tonight and you're like, man, I really wish that one had so and so. Just email me or text me and I'll change them up.
Thank you, Pam. All right, item number 4, 2026 Downtown Live. The reason this is on the agenda is really to keep it in front of us, to start these conversations, like Marty just said, already getting calls. I just didn't want this to get too far down the road. I know we talked about maybe changing up the bands, the talent, getting some more diversity there, which is going to cause us to have to maybe search a little harder to find those people, because it's not just calling the same folks up and having them come back. So I just thought it'd be a good item for us to have a conversation about, then keep into old business, until we feel like we have those things in order. Does anybody have any thoughts on anything and everything Downtown Live related?
When does fundraising typically start? Or never ends?
Never ends, but I mean, if it gets down to, you said fundraising, talks about money's always an important piece. You gotta, know what you're gonna be able to spend per event. We know what our costs are gonna be to have the stage, we know, all that good stuff, big stuff that goes with it. And then we've got, if you're talking about variety, we've had live bands, and you go, to non-live and DJ plus live, or do you want this variety when you talk about, do you want bluegrass to dancing with the hard rock or whatever, there's a lot of different options. But money is the key to how much we can spend to do that. A lot of people want this, want that, and the favorites with that, and we got people who try different, so it's tough to have to.
Typically, what is it at the beginning of the year? We start with the fundraising piece of it and have to have it in by April.
Well, this year, if we're talking about moving it to spring, we may have to go, soon to get that, depending on what our budget's going to be. And I'm sure we can turn to a few of the sponsors that we got around, and I'd like to have it done for the beginning of the year, because the budgets for businesses, they like to put them in there, just like we are.
Correct.
What we've talked about before is, and which I would like to see, is us streamline that process with, with, what am I saying, stage sponsor is this, Kids Zone sponsor is this, have an actual sponsor packet that then I feel confident in going. Like right now, I would not feel confident going up to Home Depot or whoever, where I don't know anybody, be like, hey, I'm Pam from the DDA, will you give me money? It's not professional. I want to hear this what it is.
It's actually, we have that, it's just not, probably as clean as we'd like to have it.
Yeah, it needs some
It
revamping.
needs some revamping, yeah. And we've actually, Carly's mentioned that a while back.
And then, would you want to talk about the website that we'll have, I'm just thinking of what happened within the city, is that still on plan to do that?
Yeah, it would be the city of Jasper website will link to the DDA website, which will link to Main Street. So it'll be one cohesive kind of thing. It'll be under city umbrella. It'll be a tab on our website for DDA that go to Main Street, and then DDA Main Street will kind of be one, and then Downtown Live will have its informational page on there. So yeah.
So do we have a time frame with that? Because we can talk about it, but until we have a source to house the fundraising.
Yeah, or where people can pay online, even if they have to do a 3% fee or something, so that.
Can't ask for any money until we get.
Yes.
All y'all's websites are up till April. So y'all have website now. I can make changes.
No, and that's just part of it.
But April, y'all gotta do something.
Yeah.
You gotta move it, and I don't know.
Yeah. Kim's plan was to move it all under one.
But you're gonna keep their same domain names, right? And link to.
Yes, and link to the city page. They will have a link on the city page that will go to DDA Main Street, and then Downtown Live will have a drop down link on there. So yeah, they'll
So
keep
Pam, I
their,
know you can update the Downtown Live one too, can't you?
No, I can't.
Okay.
I don't have access.
Well, I can make any updates for y'all.
Yeah.
Whatever, if you want to add it until April. But again, by April, really before April, we've got to decide
yeah,
where
so
it's
the,
being moved.
yeah, so the implementation will have to be before April.
Is that something we would need to vote on? Because I would like to do that as soon as possible.
We could do that at the November meeting if we want to. I can get with Kim, because that'll be a Kim and Mary and Lindsay and me conversation. So I can set up a meeting before our November 16th board meeting to have an item for you guys if you want. And Kim will be at that meeting too, so we can do that. Yeah, morning.
Workable.
Yeah, I think that's him, yeah.
Okay.
Also, for next year, I would really like for us to get the surveys with all the downtown businesses. What my thoughts are, what Pam's thoughts are, what Jack's thoughts are, but there's a lot of businesses that really have good input and good suggestions. And I think we should give them an opportunity to put those down in writing rather than a he said, she said, they said type of thing.
Hopefully that'll be part of the community.
It is.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's where we can capture that.
Yeah.
I was about
There's
to
a
ask.
business survey, a community, y'all always get ahead of me every time. There's a business survey, a community survey. So that means if you're not a Main Street boundary business owner, but you live there or you just care, that's what the community survey is for. If you're a resident in our boundary or a staff person of one of the businesses, or you just are a community partner, stakeholder, planning commission member, whatever. So the community survey, a business survey that anybody that owns owns a building, owns a property, or owns a business, is a tenant, a business survey that'll get filled out, and a contact card that'll get filled out. So everybody that attends will have 3 different documents to fill out while they're in that meeting with us and hand back to me. That is what that's for.
That's
Yeah.
important. We're gonna get those results back.
Yeah, yes.
When
When I go through them afterwards. Yeah, I'll go through and like compile, and then at the December board meeting can present what the consensus themes, repeated topics, concerns, or whatever. And then they'll be able to talk and share that with you in the meeting too. But this is just how Main Street, the Department of Community Affairs sent us, this is the surveys. So they'll be tailored to our community. So this will be the paperwork they fill out and hand back to us. And then they can also talk in the meeting with you guys about whatever. And I'll be the keeper of the papers.
And just my thoughts too. I mean, like when I was handing out flyers and so forth, promoting Soup Bean Festival and everything else, I think it's just good accountability for us to go around and ask them to and capture feedback then. So
Yes.
It's not he said, she said. I mean, you're capturing my feedback when you are going around promoting events and working with the community.
Okay. I know when it comes to talent, I've mentioned in the past that we sponsor the Terraces concert over in Big Canoe each year. And they have some bands that we, instead of recreating the wheel, like they have like Elton John covers, Eagles cover bands, and they're all really good. I mean, they're all really good. I'm not suggesting we try to steal their talent, but I have a contact there that I could reach out to and say, do you have your schedule for next year? And if so, I could look at the bands from this year and determine if we would want to maybe add 1 or 2 of those into our concert series. But I think it would appeal to a different, style. I mean, everybody's got different musical tastes. And so it might bring in some new people that haven't been to a downtown live before that might make the trip, to come. So just a thought.
And there's also a lot of like local, I know Mark Wills did a showcase piece of downtown Woodstock, and they had thousands upon thousands of people there. He lives in Woodstock.
Okay. So
there's a lot of, Travis Tritt is in Dallas.
mm-hmm.
I don't know what it would take or what it would cost to get some of them, but we could look at some of the more mainstream stuff, and maybe consider that.
Yeah.
I'm sure the cost is more than some of the smaller bands, but you never know.
No.
Yeah, they never ask.
Okay, very good. So we'll keep that conversation alive, and that'll appear again on our December board meeting. So let's do our best to carry it forward from where we are today to then, so that we have some visible steps being made toward getting all that finalized. I appreciate everybody's work on that. It takes a village to put one of these things on. For sure. So I appreciate it.
Sorry,
Yep.
before you move on, volunteers for 2026.
Mhm.
We had discussed like the football
Yes.
team. We need to not forget to reach out to them.
Correct.
Beta Club for everyone to check in. The band. We can reach out to the band. I mean, you like.
So when you say, Brian, and again, I'm just asking some questions, are you talking about like 30 or 40 people, or can it be as small as 10?
It will take as many as we can get, small,
take as
large.
many.
So you can put 2 or 3 groups together is what I'm getting at.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it'll be to like unload vendors' cars to move traffic faster on downtown on check-in days. And if we want to have the Derby next year, that's the big thing. Is the business owners want to do the Derby? I know a few of y'all have mentioned the Derby. We are going to have volunteers and not rely on city staff.
You got your beta club, you got your science club. I mean, there's more than that, so.
Yeah.
We talked to the football team this year, and they were more than happy to come help in the way Carly said,
Oh, yeah.
having them unload. So they're already in. We just need to
Yeah.
reach out to them.
Give them dates. And
Yep.
let them know.
And we can sign volunteer hour forms and everything.
Yes, they need hours to graduate. That's the big thing. I've talked to the Young Life area director and their kids because they need service hours to graduate, and they said they'd be more than happy to help too. So the high schoolers, yeah, as long as we fill out their forms, good to go.
Happy to do that.
Yeah.
And volunteers. I don't know if that's going to be a whole board thing, if we want to maybe like form a volunteer committee, but there's really a lot of people that would love to come and help and serve, and whether it be like set up or, we've talked about like traffic duty. Even Brandon has said, like he put a vest on and there was an issue at one of the downtown lives. I didn't have a vest on. I was charged with like holding this street, let them clear out. And the guy's like, well, who are you? And I'm like, well, my name's Brian. I'm on the DDA. We're trying to like move people in, get them out, then I'll let the next group in. And he's like, who are you? And I'm like, dude, like, I'm not moving the barricade, man. So maybe not so much that, but
I do have a plan to get y'all event shirts.
That's what I was
That's
gonna
been
say.
talked
Yes,
about with,
this guy.
because like our guys that help me
Yeah.
with the events wear, we have city event shirts. Like you'll notice that they wear either gray or blue PFGs
And they
with
look
the
good.
embroidered seal. Those are their event shirts. So our plan was kind of to get y'all an event shirt, so at Downtown Live, people know who you are with whatever logo this is on it, and then your DDA logo probably embroidered on the front, and maybe like the Downtown Live logo on the back or something, so that you have something to kind of, so I can find you, and then also like for those purposes for 2026, that is in the budget.
awesome.
And you're gonna be allowed to carry. So, let that going for you.
I know, right? I didn't know that. I'm like, he's,
Not a margarita. No. You're not gonna give us gun. That's not gonna happen. Okay, anything else downtown live related?
At least one.
Move on to item number 5, whatever's left. Carly, of your report, turn it over to you.
The first month that I started here back in April, y'all had to do that assessment. That is an annual thing. I met with Ellen from the Department of Community Affairs. And so the assessment for this next year will be due by January the 15th. That's a hard deadline that the state gets from the national office. So I would like us to have that done early, like maybe a week early. So we'll, of course, talk more about that. But just so you know, our assessments will be due January 15th, and we'll talk more about that. I'm gonna skip
And
that.
you've given us information on that.
Yeah, you all have that in your hand, so we're gonna talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna do that last on my list, because it's gonna take a minute. Next is, you all have a chart called the Startup Main Street Program Transitional Work Plan. It's a 1-page front and back, yep, Jack, that's it. Hold it up for everyone to see that. That page. Sorry, I know I gave you guys a whole tree tonight. This is the longest it ever took me to set up for a meeting. Objective 5 is history and preservation ethic. I believe it's going to be on the back. I'll be the first objective on the back. So at this time, we're going to put the KSU piece on hold just strictly for budget reasons. But we can accomplish this objective without them at this stage. Eventually, we will need them. But and then, yeah, so Jack, of course, is our kind of head of all things history preservation related. So thank you, Jack. So just FYI on that.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead. Whatever you.
It's, every day is, you won't believe what's happening. I sent Carly a picture, I don't know if I sent it to everybody. So last week I was talking to a gentleman who I talked to and interviewed, well, not in Africa, I was 90, 14 years old, and his son was with him. And they were there, it's the first time they'd seen the room, and this gentleman sold TVs, so we know it's high grade. Anyway, his son, who I graduated in high school, was talking about a lady who was a relative he was walking down the streets of Atlanta, Georgia, and a man comes up to her and says, "Can I take a picture?" And she takes a picture. And she was the spokesperson for Coke. In other words, she did advertising. I've got a picture, and I will have more. I just got one. The gentleman that called me wants to see my room, but at the same time, it's going to make me work extra. It was a picture of in the National Geographic magazine, and she was a person in that picture. And she was like it for 10 or 15 years. Who would ever thought somebody from Jasper would be a sponsor or whatever? And I don't know if they paid her or not. I don't know any of that detail. Let's get into that. But at any rate, that fell in my lap. I was there the other day. I had an event at my store Thursday, and I had two ladies in there, and the Marble Hill desk that I have, they knew the two people that were postmasters there. So I got their names. I didn't have that at the same time. So things keep falling in my lap. I'm going to have several meetings with several people in the next couple of weeks about more details. And as Carly said, we're KSU, but I'm going to tape them. So I'll have a tape from now on. Everything that I do is taped. In the past, I would like to step now. At any rate.
Thank you, Jack. We appreciate that. And your work, I think, Carly's main point here is that we had met with KSU to have them do a formal program for us. And it ended up the quote was in the tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, it wasn't reasonable. So when we looked at that fifth objective as to can we do these on our own, and with Jack's help and what he's doing, I mean, the answer is yes. So at this stage, we just don't feel the need to spend the money and bring KSU on, but we'll look at that in the future.
Well, one thing I was going to say, Parish, was this. He wanted me, the guy from KSU wanted me to get some people who were going to school at KSU, and I don't know who these people are.
They're the students, so student work makes it cheaper, and
Yeah,
if we
so
let the
do that.
students help us, it goes towards their degree, like the whatever degree program they're in.
What I was saying, Carly, I didn't know who they are.
Yeah, they're just his students.
So,
Yeah.
I want y'all to know
I
that.
promise the TV work.
Okay. Add on to this, but I work Tuesday. A Rotary Club does the tours of the jail. We talk about this. Fifth graders come up and do it. Every fifth grader comes up to walk. We've done this for years. There's a group of people that do this, that set this up. They walk around. They do about 7 or 8 different things to go down and do it. Leading Park exhibition, and do all those things. What you're doing is great, but we got so much stuff that's going on. We don't have to do anything. We just got to get people together that do it and put it together.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. We don't need to have a bunch of professionals come in and do it. We're already doing it. We need a city tour of history that could make money and make $10,000 and pay for that grant. And that's the kind of thing. We don't need to recreate all this stuff with all these people. We've got history. We just got to learn what they want to do to make it happen.
Yeah, it's the thing that they really help with is the location.
Right.
Having a location,
Right.
and then signage, and you go to museums and how that, and the lighting and all that stuff that we take to things.
Get it into that
Correct.
scale that they're asking for to be managed. I understand what they're doing, but he's doing it. In between what we've already got, there's not a lot we have to recreate with a bunch of professionals to come in and do it.
Yeah, the more community partners or other organizations we can work with, the better also. So yeah, I didn't know about that till Rotary last week. So I'm glad you brought that up because I did not put that on my
I put together a lady that does that. She did a phenomenal job to get people, and they got people that dress up in their old clothes and sit in jail and the stories they tell. It's amazing what they do. It's already been doing it. We're doing it. We just got to document it.
Exactly.
The same thing, we had, not high school, we had fifth graders in my store.
Yeah.
And they asked questions about the business, how it relates to going to school. They asked questions about, how do you do inventory and how do you hire somebody and all this kind of stuff. And then I said, all right, at the end, about kind of a little bit talk about 30 minutes into it, I said, all right, I got a treat for y'all. So I took them back there and they were really excited. And I talked to Dr. Thomas about this, and so I think that's going to be something going on in the future as well. But they're not taught history. that. And so I think that's, and that's not them, it's the government, so, but anyway, it's a lot of fun.
Well,
Okay, your map. So the parade route is on the laptop there. I forgot to give y'all a printout. It was supposed to be on the
Yeah,
TV,
you
which, oh, perfect.
You got it.
Okay, cool. Because it worked before y'all got here, I swear. But it's not working right now. Okay, so the parade route is in front of you then.
Oh, good.
So that is where the golf carts, bikes, on foot, scooters, whatever, kids, adults, families, costume parade will start. That's the route they'll take, where they'll end. All the information on that is on there. So yeah, and so just remember that city staff will leave as soon as that ends, because we don't want to incur any like staff or overtime expenses. So I will be the sole city person remaining after the Ride of the Witches is done. So I know Jack will be there and Brian will be there. Ham will be in Finley. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I'm having them leave me extra trash cans. We just try to make sure if y'all see anything crazy, clean it up or tell me I'll clean it up. I'm gonna pull the barricades to close the one portion of Whitfield that's gonna stay closed after our guys go home, and I'm gonna pull them up in the night to reopen it. But just as it'll be just me, if I miss something, please tell me. Okay, so also, huge thank you to David, because without David, I could not have done this. So to be very clear here, giving credit to David here. He's got Undercover Roofing sponsoring the Kids Zone. They are about to drop off 800 to 900 trick-or-treating bags. Since I'll be handing out our candy, I'm going to hand out the candy in their bags. They're actually about to be here to hand them to us. And then LC Taco, he's got them helping with the costume contest. Bubble House is going to stay open late with LC Taco and Penley for the event. BJ Reese Orchards is coming down from LJ. They're going to make, they're going to be with Hive and Vine kind of making caramel apples on site. Carnegie Bikes in LJ or Blue Ridge? LJ, I thought so, okay. They're bringing in people to ride in the parade, which is awesome. Rag and Bone is coming up for an event, which they have not done at all this year, so I'm super excited. Those ladies are super nice. They're going to be a vendor. So just huge thank you to David. I'm really excited. We're also going to have obviously more. There's the Spooky Fries. What's his official name? I've been calling him Spooky Fries.
Wild fries.
Wild Fries. These fries are so cool. It makes like s'mores French fries. And they look like spiders. Anyway. Then there's an ice cream vendor. And then there is the Little Sober Bar is going to be a vendor. They make mocktails for people who don't drink alcohol. Then we have the prayer tent. We have the donation bin for the Pickens County Animal Rescue. And then we have two other vendors. Oh, North Florida Career Academy. There's just lots of stuff. And the Kids Zone is Paint Your Own Pumpkin, which Undercover Roofing sent us pictures of another event they've done with that. It looked super cool, so we're excited. So as far as Soup Fiend being on a Saturday, jumping off Halloween, I won't be here, as we all know. I don't know how we're going to handle that exactly, because the idea, again, is to not bring city staff in. So I'll give you guys an update as soon as I've got one for that. For Christmas, there's no road closures, so we are all good to go there. We love that. Big thank you to Brian. He's not going to want me to, but Brian helped with planning the fall decorations, helped me move the hay. I'm so over hay. I got a splinter anyway from said hay. And then I got bit by 2 spiders and 4 ants. Yes, I counted. It very itchy while loading the hay at Tractor Supply. Anyway, then he also went with us to the Young Life banquet last night. Their office is above Red Bean on Main Street. They invited us to our banquet. So Brian and his daughter went with my mom and I. And Vonda, her husband, came with us also. It was great. So thanks to Brian for all his help. Honestly, I could not have done it without him. So, and then, okay, back to your packet of the assessment. Ellen from Department of Community Affairs has asked that we discuss these objectives before you guys take the assessment. So because there's, I think, 6 objectives, We're gonna discuss 2 tonight, 2 in November, 2 in December, so we're not doing all 6 at one time. Then you'll be taking that assessment prior to our January meeting, because it's due before our January meeting. Due again by the 15th at the latest, and I'll get you guys all back like I did last time. But this time it's not just for me, it is, she's gonna be looking at it too. So, the first 2, and it's kind of what she wants us to talk about it, to see, get a read on where you guys think, this one,
Good point. Okay.
where you guys think we are right now. Like discuss what do we maybe need to work on in the next couple months or whatever. So, standard 1, community commitment to revitalization. Focus areas, partnerships and collaboration, district and community outreach, communication and public relations. How do y'all think? Do y'all have any concerns, any thoughts, any statements? Read over that real quick, or just kind of, because remember, this is the thing where we're scoring ourselves. So obviously we want it to be better than the last time, whether y'all filled it out in April.
I think we're still developing in these areas. I mean, I think we're on a really good track. Just particularly with partnerships, collaborations, working with the city. I think our communication with the city is getting better. And that's due in large part to having a city council person sitting on the board, and also Carly, you being here. The community outreach piece, a big part of that is coming up in November.
Yep.
And, I think we could do even more of those types of things, with the surveys and all the things that we're going to do on the 18th. And then some of these things are just, I think, still in development stages.
Yeah.
They're all on the list.
Yep.
It's just a matter of really taking this report that I referenced at the beginning of the meeting
Yeah, that would
and
be key.
help for us to create the initiatives that we want to do in each of those areas,
Yeah.
which will check off a lot of these boxes.
Yeah, 2 things. Your objectives on the first sheet we were looking at a minute ago, where we're talking about objective 5 being the history objective. Objective 3, every single one of those will get checked off November 18th. The November 18th meeting satisfies every checkbox under objective 3, FYI. And then also when I met with Ellen, she did say that we're kind of overachieving, like we're ahead of where we could be. So hopefully that makes everybody feel a little bit better. Like we're on track for accreditation at the very least on time. Because I have to complete 12 months of reports. So I'll have to work year to year. But at the very least, we'll have accreditation, and we might even be overachieving enough to have a little more than that. But yeah, she said we're kind of ahead of the ball, or whatever the saying. Sorry, Ty. So don't, I want y'all to, I tried to get a timeline out of her, because that's been the question since I started. When are we getting accreditation? 2026, 2027, what is it? I went through the whole list with her, went through it with Brandon and Kim, presented it to the Development and Infrastructure Committee at their October 9th meeting, which is Councilman Faust and Dr. Proctor. And we've got over 3/4 of this done by November 18th. So we are on track for accreditation in 2026. So not 2027. I just have to work here for 12 months, because 12 months of reporting is required as one of the things. So I can't do that till I've been here 12 months. So yeah, we are on track. No 2027, not scary. So we're doing good.
So this report is pretty extensive, but the last 4 or 5 pages are what you turn in.
Yeah, that'll be what y'all will turn in.
So.
But you don't have to fill it out.
How did you accumulate what we, did you take the average of the report? Yeah.
Your individual ones will go to her, and then I will make the one that I have to fill out one for myself. You all have to fill out one for yourselves, and then I will average your scores. I won't include mine. So she'll get all of your individual reports, my individual report, and then one with our averages. She'll get all of them. I'll send it to her.
We've done one already.
Yeah, you did the one when I first got here.
That was at the beginning, and we didn't have any of this stuff.
Yeah, this one should be much better in my opinion.
Right.
So 2 is inclusive leadership and organizational capacity. So inclusive organizational culture, diverse volunteer engagement, we're working on active board leadership and a supporting volunteer base, volunteers working on professional staff management. Once you hire me, so you're doing good, hopefully. And then effective operational structure, which I think we're getting there. I mean, everything takes time, but like, I think we're doing pretty good. So any concerns or things you want me to look out for or address in that one?
At which point do we start doing the DDA meeting, and then it closes out and becomes the Main Street
After the accreditation.
after the
Yes.
accreditation?
So I submitted a report in May, I think for April of 25. So I believe once I submit the report in May of 26 for April of 26, I think that's when we will kick into finalizing the accreditation. So that's when we would have to adjourn and reconvene.
For Main
Yes,
Street. Okay.
yeah.
Or we can meet a different day, but I think
Yeah.
nobody wants to do that.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
maybe don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys really want to, I'll be here, but I mean, we're already here. Yeah, that would be the idea.
Is that everything, Carly?
Does anybody have anything else they need? Oh, Pam, soup bean update, is there one? Or-
It would be like, because they have your information, so has anyone reached out to you?
I got a check this morning that I took to Lindsay for one of the Wolf Gang spices.
Yes.
She dropped off her check today, so I took it to Lindsay, so it's gonna be deposited into y'all's account. That's the only check I've gotten. I've gotten a bunch of people that have contacted me, and then David's been helping me, because it got a little too much for me per second. So, I know he's been distributing flyers for us. He has been talking to people that I don't talk to. I've also talked to some people. I've got the one check. So I think we're up to maybe 7 vendors. We just get them to pay.
Yeah, like that's,
The payment is
Because I
kind of
just-
where we're at.
I think y'all have some of the forms that I made for like vendors and contestants. And I've had several people say they're gonna do it and stuff, but until I get their money, I have no idea. So I'm worried about it. But I feel like if each person in here can, get one contestant and maybe one vendor, it'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
I worry about things anyway. I'll worry about it until it's over with.
Well, we gotta start somewhere, right?
Right.
I mean, your first event's never gonna be your best event,
No,
so.
but it'll be good because I know Angela's got stuff going on over at PACA.
Yeah, we're doing our open house in conjunction with the Soup Bean Festival. We had originally had it planned for Sunday, and then I think Dan came to one of your meetings and mentioned the date, and I thought, well, why don't we just kind of have it on the same day so we both benefit from the foot traffic and it being a Saturday. So we're having our open house. We've done a little bit of remodeling in the office, and we have a local family who's donated artwork from Kent Mosley, who is a veteran who passed away, but he served in the Korean War. So we're going to have his artwork on display that's going to be for sale. It's going to be a fundraiser for the Pickens Historical Society and then PACA as well. And we're planning on having a tent set up that looks like an American flag on the top. I don't know why we have this, but we do. It was in our storage unit. And just have some kind of light refreshments. So we'll have that. And then the jail's also going to be open for tours.
And the VFW has been great because obviously like the proceeds, hopefully we have proceeds. I believe we will because I've talked to some people about sponsoring. It's all about like closing the deal now. It's like getting those checks and
Exactly.
I do have, a band for the whole time. I have 2 judges thus far. I only really need one more. I need to make judges, forms so it can be more, formal. What else? The Power Solutions Unlimited is giving a generator so that, if it's on whether, depending on how many vendors and everything we have, you know, some people can be set up on Stegall, or we may have them all set up on Whitfield since it is more flat back there. But they're supplying that generator, which is great, for free.
We'll be able to get power city on the back street. Little poles light up in the back.
Yeah, all the poles except for the 3 that are down are working, and the 3 that are down are up top, like near Carriage House, and that's a Georgia Power thing. We're waiting on them. We can't do anything about those.
But that's up top. That's
That's all up top. The back ones, the 3 that are out are up top. So in the back, everything should be good to go.
There's no power on those poles back there.
But yeah, I just know the outlet end.
There used to be on Whitfield, the one like if you're on the alley looking down Stegall towards like Lee Newton, there used to be power on that pole
Workshop.
to the board. Yes, but they took it off whenever Georgia Power, and I don't believe there's
I plug in the outlet of the building. I don't.
But regardless, it doesn't matter because we have that
The generator. Excellent. That's awesome.
I'm trying to think of what else before we moved on. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I should have. We need. I do need to order more stuff. Maybe I should talk about this later, but do we need, anytime we spend money, does that need to be a vote?
Yes, Kim did tell me that actually, because when y'all authorized me to spend money for fall decorations and Halloween, it wasn't a vote. And just for open records request purposes, every time we spend money, there needs to be a vote for Pam to spend up to $400 or Carly to spend up to $1,000, and y'all need to vote on it. So if somebody calls and asks or emails and asks, which believe me, they do, we can provide like, hey, it was voted on. So yes.
So then, can I make a motion to spend, because I've already committed to spending $300 for the band for the whole time, up to $1,000 for the entire thing, which I will make back in sponsorship, no problem. But I do need those funds because I need to order stuff like yesterday, as far as like tickets, bowls,
Seconds.
Can you shorten that
Prizes.
motion?
I can paraphrase.
I'm making a motion to spend up to $1,000 for the Soup Bean Festival, which hopefully will be recouped through sponsorship.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all those in favor, raise your hands. Any opposed? Thank you very much.
And whenever you get the order, if you could send it to me so I can run it through the city card, because Lindsay just would prefer that. Like I order for you.
So
She doesn't like when y'all use your personal cards. Because I used my personal card and Parish used his, and she didn't like that. So I can order it on the city credit card, and it's expensive at DDA.
That's fine.
She would prefer that.
I prefer that.
Okay, awesome.
Be looking out for that
Harley?
email.
Anything else?
I'm ready.
Who's playing for that band?
Friday night's Rusted Melody.
Rusted Melody, they're a local duo.
They were the first band that played down there.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. Brian, if you'll give your Christmas spiel, then yes, that is all I have. Once Brian is done, we can motion to go into executive session.
Christmas, downtown Christmas light shopping. We have, well, I'll say it while it's on video too. H&H Insurance has paid already. They are a sponsor. Remax on Main Street is a sponsor now. Roper Funeral Home is a sponsor. Renaissance Bank did a sponsorship. Honeysuckle Forest will do a sponsorship. Parish Lowrie State Farm will do a sponsorship. Those are the sponsors that I've confirmed. Basically, the cost to buy the candles, we looked at, it's like 1,056 square feet. Well, it's 1,056 feet, sorry, from Key Pickens Beautiful, linear from Key Pickens Beautiful all the way down to like where the restrooms are, near the Woodbridge. And so approximately 800 candles is what it's going to take. So the candle cost, I'm still waiting to hear back from the supplier on that. I can get those at cost through one of our suppliers, anywhere from $3 to $5 a candle. So I'm trying to get to that $5,500 mark to buy the candles. the really cool part about those is we can use those every year. And we can also use those for like a candlelight concert at Pro Park, which is really, really popular to go do. So I'm excited. Candles are going to be like very versatile use. But people seem to be really excited about it. I've got business owners that are reaching out. They're wanting to do their specials. That's the same night as Snowman Stroll. So we're going to like really push, 2 great events right downtown Jasper within walking distance. Bring your family, bring your spouse, a nice dinner, a nice night in Jasper for a Mountain City Christmas. So as we get more sponsors, we will have brochures that are printed up that I will, Amberly and Amy said they will help print the flyers and the brochures. And basically the brochures will have all the sponsors' information on them, all the social media sponsorship. And then what's really cool about the brochures is I will take those around to every single store, and the stores and the shops and the restaurants can have those out and available so that people can see all the sponsors, all of the downtown business logos, really cool things. But just the whole point is to gear it specifically for our, business district businesses. So I'm excited about it.
Cool.
I can't remember off the top of my head, who does the snowman stroll?
The chamber.
The chamber, okay.
Right down at Lydia.
Which we'd love to have it just downtown. Sad.
I'd love to have it all over Jasper.
Perot will help solve so many things. Don't do that. I'm getting ready to do that.
So how much is sponsorship, Brian?
No.
There is a sheet in
You
your
have a
packet.
paper.
I didn't see it, I'm sorry.
You're cheese dad. How dare you?
So basically,
I don't know where I'm at.
Me.
we were looking for, I tried to split it up because I'd really like to do some advertising for the event too. I've talked to several people that are in LJ, and they say, hey, that is awesome. That is a great idea. I've talked to a couple of people in Canton. So when I talked to Cardi earlier, I said I'd really like to get like Calhoun involved because they're a neighbor. Dawsonville's a neighbor. Gilmer is a neighbor. Cherokee's a neighbor. And I think all of our neighbors are willing to kind of share our things as long as we're willing to share theirs. It's kind of that bigger, better, stronger together type of thing. And but allow people just so they know what's going on here. Initially this was created to drive in our local residents to our downtown businesses, not the big box stores, but specifically Main Street and right here downtown. And but the sponsorship levels, we have a presenting sponsor, $2,500, that can be split. We've got 2 Main Street Magic sponsors. Those are $1,000 each. All of the Community Glow sponsors are packed. And then we have our holiday friends and our candlelight contributors. Those are $250 and $100 each. There is no limit to those, as many that we can get just to help. I think there's like 2,000 batteries that will be required to go into the candles. I would love to do just the luminaries, old-fashioned candles, but if we have a good crowd show up, I've seen people on Main Street, especially when they've had a couple margaritas, and we don't want to have flame all over downtown. So, the LED candles are the best way, and they're beautiful, and they'll last forever.
How many
So,
kids? 8?
almost 800.
You guys can get your name.
No, they'll just be placed all over Main Street. So the plan is to
Line the streets.
line the streets and light it up so that you can walk around. I have invited the high school choir and the junior high school choir, and I've called in some friends that play bluegrass. And we're in the mountains, and bluegrass is a big part of our heritage here. So I've asked them to just play some bluegrass Christmas music. They can sing it, or they can just play instrumental. And so we're working on still.
So is
trying
the
to
music
get
gonna
from
be
all those.
a continuous thing, or is it just gonna be a certain period of time?
Hopefully continuous throughout the evening.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't got scheduling out yet, but I'm working on that. I'm still waiting for confirmations from several.
And I will say that while most of the advertising, because like I know the DDA in Canton, their chair is awesome, and then I don't know any of the other ones that are like our neighbors, so to speak, like touching us. But like a lot of the advertising can be done for free. We did not spend any money on the advertising at all for Halloween or Soup Bean. So if we did want to spend money on Christmas advertising, I think that's okay since we haven't yet. If we did want to get into that, but also a lot of it can also be done for free. Just locally and things like that. So, because like shop local, shop small. If it's really popular and really Main Street America really pushes that on their social media, the surrounding towns do. I don't think there's a DDA that I'm aware of in Blue Ridge or LJ, but I could be wrong, but I don't think there is. Okay, thank you. I'm pretty sure I'm right. But we could, they also obviously have awesome downtown, so we could contact them as well. All of that. So that is something we can discuss, talk about if y'all want to. And just,
I love the Christmas thing. I just wanted to say that. I think it's a great idea. I'm excited about it.
I'm so excited about it because we've had such a really good, I've had business owners already say, oh my gosh, we want to be a part of this. We want to put candles in our windows. Like we're coming up with a special. And I know at Honeysuckle we're going to do like a BOGO on several things and gifty items and things like that. And I really want the restaurants to come, the brewery, like a special drink just for that night, like, the distillery, things like that, things that will really like drive people down here. I would love nothing more than to have to call in backup from Pickens County Sheriff to control traffic. I would love it. Cars everywhere, people everywhere. And I think it's possible. We have so much
We're going to talk
stuff.
about this on November the 18th with everybody that's coming in.
Yeah.
That meeting.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Brian's gonna give his Christmas deal after or at the end of the community meeting.
Yeah,
Just of the timing of it, I asked if he wouldn't mind, like, I'm gonna put the advertisements on their tables with all their surveys and contact cards and everything else. And then I asked him if he would be cool with getting the whole
And
spiel there.
Stroll.
And the stroll, we're definitely going to mention Snowman Stroll because the whole point is like, number one, I didn't realize that it was on the same night until I talked to Amy and Everly. But number two, like, there's two different demographics that we're looking at here. We want families downtown and at Snowman Stroll. And the thing is, like, that Snowman Stroll is a free event. And there's lots of like walk-through light displays. I know there's Robin's Family Christmas that's going to be down, on the Jeep Fest grounds. I'm super excited for Shannon to do that. She's really excited about that, but Snowman Stroll is free. You come and walk through. You can walk up to town or walk down to it from town. Like there's just, that night it's really going to be a lot of, I'm hoping it is cold and maybe spin some snow, Mountain Creek, it's going to be a good night.
I'm gonna need some hot chocolate.
It's going to be a good night. Hot chocolate and maybe some margaritas.
I expect hot chocolate.
So, one last thing on that, Mr. Carly was talking about advertising and spending money. Any dollars that the board spends now is being taken away from next year's budget.
That is
You got to
true.
figure out a way to make it up. So
That is
even
a
though
true
there's
point.
money there, you just got to think about, the long-term effects of that and how we're gonna. And I know we'll figure it out. I'm not worried about that, but just put that on, just so you know.
That is true.
Okay.
Spend the whole event budget, so anything's coming out of non-event at this point.
We are. I need a motion.
Yes,
And
you
a
do.
second to go into executive session. We have a few things to discuss.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of closing the meeting and going into executive session, raise your hand. Any opposed? Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming.